Let's talk about what happened in Miami and why a single college football game turned into a national political moment. On the night of the College Football Playoff National Championship, thousands of fans packed Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Millions more watched from home. The matchup itself was already historic, but what really grabbed headlines was the presence of President Donald Trump. This wasn't just another football game. It became a moment where sports, politics, and public opinion collided, all under the bright lights of one of America's biggest sporting stages. Now, here's what happened. Trump arrives at the biggest game of the season. The College Football Playoff National Championship is more than just a game. It's one of the most watched sporting events in the United States. Fans travel from all over the country. Emotions run high. Traditions run deep. President Trump arrived in Miami to attend the championship in person, accompanied by members of his family. From the moment news broke that he would be there, attention shifted. Supporters praised the move as a show of connection to everyday Americans and sports culture. Critics questioned whether politics should have any place at a football game. But regardless of opinion, one thing was clear: all eyes were on him. The stadium reaction everyone is talking about. Before kickoff, as the national anthem played, President Trump appeared on the stadium's giant video screen. And instantly, the crowd reacted. Some people cheered loudly. Others booed. Many recorded the moment on their phones. Depending on who you ask, or which clip you watch, the reaction sounded different. And that's important, because that mixed response didn't just reflect how people felt about Trump. It reflected how divided public opinion in America has become, even at events meant purely for entertainment. A football stadium, once considered neutral ground, had become a mirror of the country's political landscape. After the game, Trump speaks to reporters. Once the game ended, President Trump stopped to speak with reporters. His tone was calm, confident, and familiar to anyone who has followed his public appearances over the years. He praised the game itself, calling college football one of America's great traditions. He spoke about the dedication of the players, the passion of the fans, and the role sports play in bringing people together, even when they disagree on everything else. Trump emphasized that college football represents values he often talks about: competition, discipline, teamwork, and perseverance. In his view, these aren't just athletic qualities, they're American qualities. Why Trump focused on tradition and family. One thing Trump returned to repeatedly was the idea of tradition. He talked about how college football is passed down from generation to generation, how families watch together, how rivalries last decades, how Saturdays in the fall and winter become rituals that connect communities. This message wasn't accidental. Trump attended the game with members of his family, including his grandchildren. The symbolism was clear: legacy, continuity, and national identity. For Trump, this wasn't just about football. It was about what football represents in American culture, the political meaning behind a sports appearance. So, why does a president attending a football game matter this much? Because in the United States, sports are never just sports. They are cultural spaces, social spaces, and increasingly, political spaces. When a president appears at a major sporting event, it sends a message, whether intentional or not. It signals who the president is trying to connect with. It shows how they see the country. And it invites public reaction in real time. Trump's appearance reminded everyone that sports arenas have become places where national conversations happen loudly, emotionally, and very publicly. Mixed reactions say more than words ever could. The cheers and boos inside Hard Rock Stadium weren't just noise. They were a snapshot of modern America. People with different beliefs, backgrounds, and political views were sitting side by side, reacting in completely different ways to the same moment. And that's something we're seeing more often now. Politics doesn't stop at the stadium gate. It follows people everywhere into concerts, award shows, and yes, football games. Trump's presence didn't create that divide. It simply revealed it. Trump and sports, a familiar pattern. This isn't the first time Donald Trump has appeared at a major sporting event, and it likely won't be the last. Throughout his presidency, Trump has used sports as a way to connect with large audiences. He often frames athletics as symbols of national strength, pride, and unity. Supporters see this as relatable and patriotic. Critics see it as political theater. But either way, it works because people pay attention. And attention in politics is power. So, what does this moment really tell us? At the end of the day, this wasn't just about who won the national championship. It was about how deeply politics is woven into American life. A president attends a football game. The crowd reacts. The media reacts. The country reacts. And suddenly, a night meant for sports becomes a national conversation. President Trump's remarks after the game were simple: praise the sport, praise the players, highlight tradition. But the reaction to his presence showed just how complex public life has become. Final thoughts. This moment in Miami reminded us of something important. Sports may bring people together, but they also reveal who we are. They show our passions, our divisions, and our values, all in one place. And when politics enters that space, even briefly, it turns a football game into something much bigger. Not just a championship, but a reflection of the country itself.